You say and how you say it to the person on the other line could really strain your relationships, even lessen your chances of landing your dream job. Ellen Bradley, is it Ganus?
Yes, that's correct.
I got it right.
You did.
Yay! She's the author of Giving Good Phone, joining us right now with tips on polishing your phone etiquette. There's the book cover there, Giving Good Phone. Now, etiquette is it's a long-lost art, I believe.
It is. I hear that you have an issue with some phone etiquette things going on today.
Well, my big thing is the whole thing with the driving here in California. Don't get me started on that because we'll get completely sidetracked. But obviously, you must have had something that got you inspired to write the book. Why did you decide to do a thing about phone etiquette?
Well, you know, Raul, I actually built $1 million company just by using my phone. An internet-based company centered around health and wellness. I was training my new assistant. She was representing me on the phone. And I heard her saying things like, yeah, hello. I was like, oh, no, this isn't going to work. And she didn't realize it. She's very smart. She's very sharp. She's young. She's hip. And I was like, okay, Amy, you got to come into my kitchen. Let me just hand you this apple. When I give this to you, and I say, are you hungry? And do you want this? And you say, yeah. How do you think that makes me feel? Let me just reverse the roles here and show you what it's like.
Sure.
So people sometimes, they give off something they don't realize can be condescending. They don't realize it can be intimidating. So you have to become conscious of your word choice, what you sound like, intonation, rhythm, pausing, breathing, and then you've got to listen and see how it's landing on the phone when you're speaking.
A lot of the etiquette can also be, you can also say it's like professionalism when you're on the phone representing your boss, for example. You must be professional and have proper etiquette.
Yes, you must be professional, but what's most important is you want to be able to develop trust and create a relationship. You see, today people are hiding behind what? Email, texting.
Right.
And they think that this is going to build a relationship. And contrary, where we think we're reaching out more and creating more relationships, we're actually becoming dehumanized. And we're hiding behind these words.
Yeah, we're more disconnected than ever, and yet we're more connected. It's a kind of a little back and forth here. Tell me what the effective communication versus ineffective communication.
Effective communication is anything that inspires. So let's say you're in the world of sales, and you want to get somebody to buy whatever it is you're selling. Effective communication for that purpose would be accomplishing the sale. Another form of effective communication that I use very often in my business is inspiring others to reach particular goals, team building, my mentoring. So in order to be inspirational, you have to learn that certain word choices have different effects on people.
Yeah, because we want to talk about that. It's how you communicate and how you talk also affects the person on the other end of the phone.
And that's the whole purpose of creating that wonderful relationship for your most loyal customer and your greatest relationship for your success.
Okay, this is what I find interesting. You say your phone can either be your friend or your foe. And especially now in this age where phones do everything for you in terms of communication, this is really important. What do you mean by that?
Well, if the telephone is your foe, what do you think happens on the other line when you make the call? Click.
Right.
So to avoid the click, to keep the person on the phone, you have to create a bond of some sort. And I just think that very conversational conversations that you have out when you're belly to belly have to take place on the phone. We have to really listen and we have to really care. We have to be authentic. We have to be heart-centered. And when we present ourselves that way and communicate effectively, gosh, the sky's the limit.
Is that easy for people to do, though? Because
absolutely
like
not. That's why I wrote the book.
It doesn't seem like it. You would think that it's simple, but some people maybe aren't as capable of doing that.
You know what? They just don't know what to say. So in this book, I actually have particular scripts that are common to my own business, but they can be transformed to work for anybody in any business in any walk of life.
You're saying that posture is also important because a lot of times when you're at home or you're somewhere in your private office and you're on the phone,
yeah, you could be working. You could be working in your pajamas, just sitting back like this,
laying down on the sofa. What is important about that?
So we're not really talking about sitting up, although that does have an effect on your energy.
Yes,
doesn't it? Posture to me means attitude. And it means what's being translated as a result of that attitude. All right? So when you have an attitude, when you smile, for example, one of the sections of the book is what happens when you smile.
Right.
My history is in the world of acting.
Okay.
So when you have a script and you're doing a voiceover and you want to sound friendly and have other people listen, just by smiling, you change the communication completely. So attitude can easily be affected by a simple smile on the face.
And other people will pick up on that.
And they'll
You're
smile
smiling when
too.
you're in a good mood or you're in a bad mood, whatever. It kind of, people sense that, don't they?
We make it a happy world. Giving good phone gives a happy world.
That's what I'm saying. We're on here for 5.5 hours, so we have to be very conscious of what kind of energies we give off.
That's right. So sit up straight. Let me get that posture going.
Oh, Ellen, you know I got bad posture. I can't control it. Okay, tell me more about a little more about the type of voice that we should strive for. Are you talking about, like you mentioned intonation earlier?
Right.
You mentioned
So some people just aren't aware. Are they talking so softly they can't be heard? Did you ever have to like press your ear to the phone so hard to hear somebody?
I did.
Or on the contrary, it's so loud you're like, whoa, what's up? So you have to just be aware of how quickly you're speaking. Like when I'm dealing with my customers in the South, I speak a lot slower than for my East Coast friends. Because they just got no time, and it's got to be fast, 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 fast. So you have to be aware of geographic location and of culture and of the way that the cultures differ in how they listen and how they speak.
That's a bigger life lesson than just phone etiquette. I tell you what, did you notice earlier we were talking about people who walk around with their cell phones and they're not on just to avoid interaction with? That's pretty funny.
See, so technology has its pluses and its minuses. I don't know which one that is, though. Is it a plus or a minus?
I don't know. I did it yesterday, so that was probably bad etiquette. Sorry, Ellen. But anyway, Ellen's sticking around. She's going to be back in our 9 o'clock hour. We're talking phone etiquette tips for stay-at-home moms and dads to build their own businesses. I think you know a little something about that, don't you? You got the book. It's outstanding. Good information in the book over here, Miss Chrissy Russo.
You know, one of the staples, I have a little home office for my freelance work, and the landline, I use the landline a lot, as much as possible, because the quality is better. Yeah, or if I can Skype, what is that?
Or you can just connect. Our boss has this. You just connect this.
Is that the phone you were using just yesterday?
That's right.
Does that work? A good hiding phone, right?
That's pretty good. You want to try it out? There you go.
Check this out.
Look at that. Ellen can use it.
Hello.
It's like we're going back. We're regressing. We're going back to a cord and a big old phone.
Though. Shiny, blingy things always.
Hey, man.
All right.
If it works, if you can hear better and they can hear you better, I mean, I think it's worth it. Of course, our boss has a gold earpiece for his smartphone. Okay. It's foggy.